The great thing about a ship call like this is all the processes that actually take place. It's an incredible achievement. It's basically a small town in its own right that needs to be supplied. We sometimes have up to 6,500 guests. Everything a small town needs has to be loaded on board. I would actually describe myself as a problem solver. There's always something going on, and that's when our phone usually rings. Then it's basically up to us to sort it out and solve the problem. I'm Sarah Niemeyer. I'm 31 years old and I work as Chief Terminal Officer for Cruise Gate Hamburg. I always have my boot full of different jackets depending on the weather and what to expect, as well as my safety shoes.
Genauso wie meine Sicherheitsschuhe.
We're responsible for planning and handling cruise ships at our cruise terminals in Hamburg. And in this position, I'm also employed as a Port Facility Security Officer.
Bin ich auch als Port Facility Security.
This means that we're basically responsible for security at the terminals during a port call.
An den Terminals während eines Anlaufs zuständig.
Each ship call is assigned to two people, one early shift and one late shift, and sometimes a night shift. The preparation and follow-up for a ship call is done alone. When I arrive at the terminal, I put on my work clothes and then go straight to our Security Service Operations Manager.
Einsatzleiter vom Sicherheitsdienst. Good morning.
And then I go over the day with the Operations Manager. Is there anything special coming up? No two ship arrivals or shifts are the same. And that's also reflected in the working hours. So if the ship arrives at 5 a.m., you're at the terminal at 3:30 a.m, and if the ship arrives at 7 a.m, I'm there at 5:30 a.m. Many cruises depart on Saturdays or Sundays. That also means that we're often on duty at the weekends. The next step is to go out onto the pier and prepare the gangways, which I do using the remote control. I test all the functions and check again that the gangways are in the correct position.
Ich schaue nochmal, ob die Position der Gangways richtig ist.
This is basically the most important access point to the ship. Then it's a matter of seeing when the ship is coming, and then we make radio contact with the pilots.
Mit den Lotsen auf. Aida
Nova for the Steinwerder pilot. I'm switching to channel 10. Good morning. Good morning, yes. Colleague reporting on 10. Aida Nova, now on channel 10. Good morning, I'll report back when we're parallel to the pier. If you could count down from 50, that would be great. We usually guide them in from 50 meters. That means we pick a specific point on the ship to orient ourselves and then move with the ship along the pier. We have meter markers on the pier and then count down, so to speak. 8 meters, 8 more. 6 meters, 6. 4 meters, and 4. 3 meters. 1 more meter. And the last one, just over half a meter. Yes, half a meter to go, until the ship is in its final position. All right then, thank you very much for your assistance. Have a nice day and see you next time. Then the lines are tightened and you check the position again, and the ship may have to be untied again. Some ships that have slightly older propulsion systems may sometimes have to move back and forth a little until the ship is in position, but that's always very important to us because we simply have to guarantee that the hatches for provisioning and the gangway are freely accessible. Then I wait until the lines are tightened, and then we can actually start using the gangways.
Und dann geht's eigentlich schon los in die Gangways.
We start with that one, second this one, okay?
Of course, we have many guests who have to walk up and down there, so it has to be safe and not too steep. We always consult with the ship to make sure the gangway is in the right position and everything is properly connected.
I come closer and then we move, yeah?
In Steinwerder und Altona.
In Steinwerder and Altona, the special thing about our gangways is that they have lots of sensors installed, which is really cool, of course. It's very high-tech, so that when the water levels change, the gangway can automatically move with them and level itself. Then we can breathe a sigh of relief and everyone can start working. I usually check the IT connection, which is really cool because we can basically establish a data connection between the ship and the terminal.
Dem Schiff und dem Terminal auch herstellen können.
There are many service providers who come together in one work area, and we're basically the people who coordinate things. If we get started now, everything will be fine, and we mediate when problems arise. Of course, everything's always under time pressure. When the phone rings 3 times at once, everything is equally important.
Hi, yes.
Hi, this is Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Hi, it's you. Well, you making progress? Okay, I'm in the baggage hall right now. Where are you? Does anything need to be done? All right, I'll come by. I'm on my way. See you soon. So you have to decide where to start, what to prioritize, what has the greatest impact. The shore power device is always already in position.
Moin, Rainer.
Hi, Rainer. And then you just have to coordinate between the ship and the shoreside electricians to determine the connection process. Once that's done, the connection is made and the chimneys are shut down.
Die Schornsteine abgeschaltet.
Some ships also need a fresh water connection. When 6,500 people want to take a shower, that's a lot of water.
Eine ganze Menge an Wasser, die da aufkommt.
Then a short breakfast break. I usually go to the pier first to check on the pier processes. Then I go to our disembarkation hall to watch the hustle and bustle as all the guests come off the ship, collect their suitcases and head for the exit. I make sure everything is running smoothly, because you wouldn't believe it, but many cruise guests suddenly want to get home as quickly as possible.
Einmal doch ganz schnell nach Hause.
I'd say that we have around 300 cruise ship calls per year, and it's fair to say that this number is increasing from year to year. So, for the next few years, I think Hamburg will remain a very popular cruise destination in Germany.
Eine sehr beliebte Kreuzfahrtdestination in Deutschland.
I've been riding since I was a little girl, and I've never managed to stop. It gives me so much. On the one hand, it's a way to switch off my mind, because you concentrate on one thing, and somehow you just manage to be with the horse. It radiates calmness and serenity. When you hear the term Western riding, you always think of cowboys and cowgirls, where horses were used to drive large herds of cattle. So it's a style of riding where the horses have to react quickly. They have to be able to react very sensitively, and we try to emulate that a little bit. Hi, everything okay? The new guests are often already standing in front of our terminal, eagerly awaiting to board. That's the second big part of the day. In our shift, we usually do our handover at this point.
Dann auch unsere Übergabe machen.
Das Schiff nimmt Frischwasser.
The ship's taking on fresh water, with 2 of its own hoses. Yes, exactly, the adapter is attached. We have shore power connected and our 2 gangways are working really well so far. And then it's actually time for me to finish my early shift. It's a nice feeling when you know you've had a total of 13,000 people in the terminal, and in the evening you have this silence and tranquility at the terminal when all of a sudden all the hustle and bustle is over from 1 minute to the next.
Zu Ende ist. Und wenn ich
And when I'm sitting in my car and call home and say, "Do you know what happened to me at the terminal again today?" then it was a pretty good shift.
eigentlich eine ziemlich gute Schicht.